Righto. How we going, fellas? Righto. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Q&A, episode number 4. I've been doing I've done a couple of these now, the Rugby League Q&A. Occasionally on a Wednesday night, I'd jump on here and you guys can send in your questions and I'll answer them as unbiased as possible. So, I thought, it's Wednesday night. It's 8:48 p.m. and I just thought, well, nothing better to do, so I might come on here for 20, 30 minutes and talk some 40. I'm just checking how much charge my laptop is. It was at 57%. That should be all good. G'day, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the Rugby League Breakdown podcast earlier tonight, which was absolutely fantastic. Say go to the chat. We got Jack Wotherspoon, the first one in the house. How you going, Jack? We got Ryan Woodley, the mad Cronulla supporter. Rugby League history. He says Nicky Van Der Ford. G'day, Rugby League history. Hope you're doing well over there in England. Jack says, how you going? I'm going well, Jack. Yourself. We've got Hold the Ball in the house. How you going? Hold the Ball. I'm very well. Thank you. Chamber Videos. How you going, bro? We got Jeffrey in the house. Good evening, bro. How are you doing tonight? I am doing well, my friend. Rugby history again. Nick Fordmans. And then we got Jack. Already a question straight in. Who should the Cowboys sign? Oh, God, bro. There's so many. I think I should sign Pengai Jr. That's what I think I should look at next, maybe. G'day, Jason Reader. G'day, everyone. Everyone's in the chat. How we going, fellas? I just thought, did the Rugby League Breakdown podcast earlier tonight. It was a huge success. And I thought, well, what to do for the rest of the night. So I thought I'd jump on here for maybe 20 to 30 minutes. And, we'll just talk some footy. There's some good stuff coming up. Jeffrey says, any winners at the races tomorrow? Haven't really had a look at the field yet, bro. I'll have to have a look. G'day to All Sports Spectacular. Hello, mate. Here's a question. Hold the Ball wants to know, what are your thoughts on Chad Townsend coming next season? So, obviously, Chad Townsend's coming to the Cowboys next year. Go, you bloody Cowboys. I think it'll be good, but in saying all that, it's hard to get a read on Chad Townsend. You don't really know what he's going to do. I think he'll be fine. He's got a pretty easy job. I mean, all he has to do is organise his side of the field and just play smart and direct. But I think he'll be good. I hope so. Anyway, I'm hoping he'll be good. So yeah, if you want to, if any of you lads that are watching right now, if you want to send in your questions, more than happy to answer them as best as I possibly can. And another question here from All Sports Spectacular. What do you think of the signing of Jaden Sewell, which could be confirmed tomorrow? Jaden Sewell to the Dragons. I like it. I think he'll do well there. Obviously, they've got Tarek Sims on one edge and they're looking for another strike, back row on the other side. So I believe Jaden Sewell will be a good signing for the Dragons. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes at the Red V next year. It'll probably be confirmed, so we'll see how he goes. I think he'll be fine. Jack Wotherspoon wants to know, what's your thoughts on the Cowboys signings this year? Well, I think Lachlan Burr's been a pretty good addition. Not a amazing addition, but he's been solid. So I think Lachlan Burr's been pretty solid. What do we got here? Jeffrey. Don't forget, tomorrow night, it's the last time we see harness racing at Forbury Park. Hans in. Oh, okay. Wow. Didn't know that. Well, if that's the case, I'll have to have a few dollars tomorrow, mate, on that. That's obviously sad that I won't be able to watch that. So why not? Rugby History says the fallen YouTubers, Reynold Panther, Isaac Ritchie, and the Casual Athlete. We remember our fallen YouTubers. I hope they all return one day, but I guess that remains to be seen. Ryan says, since the top 6 is pretty much locked in, what teams do you think will get the last 2 spots? Well, In my mid-season review that I did, which went for about 24 minutes, I had the Dragons in 7th and the Cowboys in 8th. And I had the Cowboys 7 and Dragons in 8. With this whole Dragon saga at the moment, I can't really see them playing finals. But who knows? I really don't know. I think those final 7 and 8 spots are between Dragons, Sharks, Knights, Cowboys, Warriors. That's probably about it. I don't know about the Titans. They're so up and down. I just can't get a read on them. Don't really know what they're going to do. Hold the Ball says, what are your honest thoughts on Jason Taumalo so far? He's had a few injuries and stuff, so I don't know. I don't think it's his fault. Todd Payton's playing him less minutes, so I think it's the coaching problem. I think that's the issue. I think Taumalo should play the first 30 minutes, get him off for a 10-minute break, bring him on around the 45th minute, and if he gets a little bit tired, put him out on an edge. Can you imagine hitting Taumalo on an edge on the attack? How would you stop it? It'd be an absolute nightmare. So I think they need to learn to get Taumalo more wide, I reckon. Jack says, do you think Cowboys can make the top 8? Yeah, I do, but they have a lot of work to do in defence. So they've got to fix their defence up first and try and get their attack back because they haven't scored many points the last couple of games. So definitely can still happen, but they've got a lot to work on, I'll tell you that much. Paddy G says, where would Scott Morrison or Scode to the Mo play for his beloved Sharks? Scott Morrison, what position would Scott Morrison be? The Prime Minister of Australia. He's a big guy, ScoMo, so maybe in the back row, replace Wade Graham. Wade Graham's getting a little bit old and a little bit slow and a lot of injuries lately, so maybe second row for ScoMo. I can't see him being in the halves. I don't think he'd have the speed to be an outside back, so maybe in the back row, maybe at lock. I'd say probably one of those two positions for ScoMo. What do you reckon on New South Wales on Wednesday and where are they playing? So New South Wales play Queensland next Wednesday night, and it will be played at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. Who do I think will win? Well, I haven't done my preview yet. I'll probably record it Saturday afternoon or something and get it up on the channel. So since there's no football on 3 o'clock and 5:30 on Saturday, I might record it, say, 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon and get it up by 6 or something. I do want to get it up by Saturday night, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Until then, Jeffrey. Chamber Videos says, do you see Paul Vaughan staying in the NRL? If so, what club would take him on? I can just see the Bulldogs just taking his signature. I can just see it. But in all seriousness, it's really hard to say where he'll end up. I'd love to sign him at the Cowboys because we're missing a really good front row. So I'd probably say a club like the Dogs or the Cows or the Broncos or even a Melbourne Storm would all be good for Paul Vaughan. So, you know, if you want to talk about being going to a team where they're pretty much never in trouble, then maybe Melbourne, because Melbourne are never really in trouble with their players unless you're Nelson Solomona, who's throwing punches in Bali. But I think Melbourne would be a good fit for him. But I don't want to see him going to Melbourne because I'm so sick of Melbourne. So yeah, I think he'll find a club in the NRL. But I can also see him going over to the Super League because no club might not want to put up with that tolerance, I guess. Rugby League history says Paul Vaughan's career in Australia is over. Wakefield or Salford look likely destinations. Well, he's going. If he heads over to Salford, I'll be more than happy to have him because I'm a Salford supporter. So why not come to Salford, Vaughnie? Jack Wotherspoon. Do you think New South Wales can beat the old Queensland side? Can't really compare errors, bro. So I'm going to say probably not. Minty Rabbito says, who do you think has been the best player so far this year? I'd say the best player would be Tom Trbojevic, and I'd say second best, Nathan Cleary, and then photo finish with Tedesco in third, I'd say. Oh, good question here from Paddy G. Early 2022 premiership tip. My God, very, very hard to select this one, but I'm going to go maybe the Roosters. Roosters will have their full team back, and they're a scary side, so I'd probably say Roosters maybe. All Sports Spectacular. What club is Dale Finucane going to? No one really knows. Cowboys offered him a deal. Who else? Bulldogs were interested in him. Newcastle were interested. I think he might stay at Melbourne personally. I don't really know what's going to happen there, but probably stay at Melbourne. Hold the ball says, last question. You're Smokey to win the grand final and why? Cheers, bro. Have a great night. Thank you, Hold the Ball, for tuning in. I will answer your question. Okay, I don't know if there is Smokey now, but Manly would be considered probably a contender now with Penrith and Melbourne. South Sydney are considered a really quality side. Parramatta's probably a Smokey because no one thinks they can do anything come final. So I'd probably say maybe Parramatta and have a great night. Hold the ball. I appreciate you taking the time out of your night to come and watch the Rugby League Q&A, bro. So thank you for that. Jeffrey, New South Wales, 13 plus, Tommy Turbo and Addo Carr to score as well. That's a pretty good bet, bro. I might have a few bucks on that. Whatever that's paying. Might have to have a punt on that over the weekend. That's because nobody in Melbourne knows who they are. Yeah, true. G'day, Bosky. You could be Pappenhausen and throw a brick at someone. They would go, "Who are you?" Yeah, that is true. Melbourne is pretty much an AFL place, so fair enough. Rugby History says, remember when Bo Ryan walked around saying, I'm Billy Slater, people down there had no idea. Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true. I do remember that. Jack says, who do you think will be in the grand final this year, Storm or Panthers? I reckon it'll be Panthers versus Manly, bro. I don't think Melbourne will be in the grand final. I think they'll choke in the big games without Cameron Smith, but that's just my opinion. It could really be oh, Jesus Christ. I think it'll be an all-Sydney grand final, and I think it'll be Penrith versus Manly, with Manly winning. I think Manly are going to win the comp. Do you think Tavita Pangai Jr. will go good at the Dogs? Well, hello to Gus Knows Footy. If he does go to the Dogs, I think it's a great signing, but I think he would be better off going to a club that's already either in the top 8 or just outside the top 8. So a club like the Dragons or a club like the Cowboys or the Sharks or even a Manly. You know, I think they would all be good for Pangai Jr. So why not? What about Parramatta? Parramatta lack that really good big name forward off the bench for them at the moment. So Pangai Jr., maybe Parramatta would be a good fit for him. Who knows where he'll go, but it'd be interesting to see how that all goes about. Jeffrey says, how would your West Coast Eagles go? Oh, bro, they'll win this weekend. Trust me. They've been average all year, but they'll win this weekend. Kobe Hevington re-signing with the Broncos. What are your thoughts? Why not? I mean, he's done a decent job, so good on him. I'm glad he got a contract and he's staying up there. Good on him. Hope he goes well. Bosky, Nick, who do you think will be in the preliminary final? So the final 4 teams of the year, I think, will be Penrith, Manly, Melbourne will probably still be there, but I reckon they'll go out in the prelim. And then after that, I think Souths will find their way there again. So I'll go Souths. That's what I think will happen. Ryan Woodley, what team outside the top 6 do you see potentially winning a premiership in the coming years? I really like what Newcastle are all about, but they just haven't got that great backline to really help them. They've got a very good forward pack. Pinchel Pearce is still there. Bradley's a good number 9. Ponga, Best. They need more players tonight. So maybe Newcastle. I'm going to say the Warriors, bro. I'm going to go with New Zealand. I'm going to probably say the Warriors for mine. I think they I think the Warriors are the team. But that's it. That's if you can put your faith in them. I mean, they let you down one week and they ruin you the next. Or they help you one week and they ruin you the next. You don't know what the Warriors are going to do next. You really don't. Jack Wotherspoon says, thank God Chewy is not in this stream. Fair enough. Rugby History says, will Warriors NRL fanatics ever get a good Wi-Fi connection? Tonight he sounded like he was on Mars. Yeah, well, Connection's always been a bit up and down in my opinion. So, I mean, hopefully it can improve. But in saying all that, no one really knows what's going to happen there. It's hard to really say. I don't think it will get better, but that's just my honest guess. Bosky says he agrees. Who do you think will be the top try scorer for the rest of the year? This is a very difficult question. Very hard to answer this. I think Jason Saab is a bit of a big chance with the way Manly are playing and the amount of ball he's getting. It's so hard to pick. I might go Alex Johnson. He's been scoring a lot of tries as of late. I don't even know what the leaderboard is. I think Alex Johnson and Saab are both up there, so I'll go with either of those two. Either of those two for mine. Jeffrey says, how would your Cowboys go against Rabbitohs on Friday night? I really hope Cowboys can cause an upset. I think the only way the Cowboys are going to win Friday night is if they start the game well and maybe a 10 to 12-0 lead early on and just put some scoreboard pressure on South. But I think it'll be close. I really do think it will be close. But I'm going South to win probably by 1 to 12. Chamber videos. We've seen how injuries and suspensions have affected teams, huge scorelines and mismatches. With the NRL wanting to bring in a new club into the competition, is there enough playing talent to field one? There is. I believe there is enough talent, but it's a matter of if they're good talent or if they're just crap. So I believe it's a good idea to bring in 2 more teams because you get that extra game, which is always a good thing. But you need to really work out, I guess the salary cap needs to be looked at again. And I think they might need to have a good think about players and the transfer system, contracts and all that. There needs to be more of a trade system. So, like, for example, let me think. Let me put an example. Okay. For example, if Jackson Paulo at the Bunnies, who's a backup winger, if he believes he's a first-grade player and he wants to go to a first-grade side, then maybe he can negotiate with a different club and make a trade. So Jackson Paulo wants to leave South, right, for example, and he wants to go to, say, I don't know, the Warriors. And the Warriors say, okay, we'll take Jackson Paulo, but we'll give you David Fusatua. And then you work out the contract and make it a bit easier with the money-wise. I think more NRL trades would be the way to go. I'd like to see more of that. Who do you think is the best Cowboys player in the 2021 season so far? Oh, geez, that's tough. There's been a few good and a few bad, but I'd say our best player probably has been Reece Robson, the number 9. He's been very good. Yeah, geez. Yeah, probably Reece Robson, bro. It's hard. Drinkwater's been good, but had a few bad games. I'd say Reece Robson. Rugby usually says, I don't care who makes the grand final as long as it's not Melbourne. Fair enough. Minty Rabbitoh says Manly won't beat South. I'll put money on that. Fair enough. Nathan D says, do you bet often on NRL? Bro, I bet on every single game. I gamble on every game, bro, no matter what. I'm always betting on the NRL. Always. They've already got that win, Melbourne. Yeah, I agree. Everyone's sick of Melbourne, and hopefully they get beaten in the finals. I'll be disappointed if Cowboys get beaten, bro. Come on, Cows. Yeah, me too, bro. All sports spectacular. If Dragons still make the top 8, with all the crap that's going on, will Anthony Griffin win Coach of the Year? Mate, I reckon he should win Coach of the Year right now. I think if the finals were next weekend, Griffin would be Coach of the Year. So I have to agree with that comment. And that question, I have to agree. Hey, Nick, what do you think Cowboys, Broncos, and Titans will land on the ladder next season? I can't predict that far ahead, bro. If I had a crystal ball with me, I'd be able to tell you, but I've got absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. Who do you think will be the Cowboys starting halfback next year? I think it will be Chad Townsend. I really do. I think he'll be the number 7, but I guess we'll see what happens. It's hard to say between now and then. Anything can happen. Rugby History says, as long as the new team is not another league, then it should be okay. League are an embarrassment. The NRL doesn't need that. Yeah, bro. If you watch the English Super League, the league Centurios are they're an embarrassment. They haven't even won a game. I think the closest game they had all year was against Wigan back in round 1, and they were leading 16-0, and the friggin' it's just the league team and coaches were carrying on like they won the game at half time. It was ridiculous. Jack says, imagine if Cowboys had Matt Bowen still. That would be good. Yeah, it would be. He's one of my idols, bro. G'day, Tomo. Nico, just getting up over here in Canada, going golfing. Let's go Dragons. Yeah, Tomo, bro. Good luck to the Dragons next weekend against Manly. A lot of players out for them at the moment, suspended and copping the fines, and hopefully it can make the club and the culture a lot bigger and better. So we'll see what happens there. Peter Benson wants to know, who do you think will finish on top of the NRL ladder this year? That's a very good question. I think it will be Melbourne. They will probably finish first, but it's a matter of if they can get the job done in the big games. That's the real question for Melbourne. Lorenzo Patterson, he says, sup, boys? How you going, bro? Chamber Videos. Is there too much pressure on Reece Walsh? Yeah, I think there is. Let him develop and get better. You know, if he has a bad game, let him learn from his mistakes. So I'd say there is way too much pressure on him. Rugby history, you funny man. Gus Knows Footy. Who do you think has been the breakout player of the year? My God, that's a very, very difficult question to answer. Breakout player of the year. Jeez. Maybe Matt Burton, because I didn't think he'd be this good at centre. Maybe Matt Burton. Maybe Jason Saab. Who else is there? Scott Drinkwater. There's been a few. Yeah, I'd say they're probably the 3 players that have been breakout stars. Who's your favourite NRL player at the moment? From Jack Wotherspoon. Well, it would have to be a Cowboys player. Otherwise, I'd just be disrespecting my own team. Favorite NRL player at the moment? Still Taumalolo for mine. I know he's had a few injuries in that this year, but I'd say Taumalolo. I'd say the Hammer's up there. W.I. Fado, Hamiso W.I. Fado. He'd be up there. I love watching him play, man. He gets me out of my seat. I think he's outstanding. Rugby League history says, who would you say was the best team not to win a premiership in the NRL era? Now, that is a very, very good question. Oh, not to win a premiership in the NRL era. My God, that is difficult to answer. The Warriors have bombed it a couple times, especially 2002. That they should have won that grand final. They blew that. The 2011 Warriors was a bit of an underdog story, and they did really well. They should have won that as well. There's been a few that have been very good that haven't won it. I mean, if you're talking about teams that have won the premiership before but didn't win the comp, there's a lot of sides I can really name there. I mean, the 2017 Cowboys were amazing, but they just fell short. 2016, I fought the Raiders in 2016. Blake Austin, Aiden Caesar, and all that they bombed it that year as well. Who else? 2014, the 2014 Panthers, they blew it. They had a good chance that year. They stuffed that up. 2013, I'd say it would have been good to see Newcastle win that year, but they just didn't have what it takes to get there. There's been a lot of them, you know. West Tigers 2010 was a stuff up. St. George of 2009, Cronulla 2008. You know, there's been a lot of sides that have bombed it. A lot of sides. Too many. Do you think Sam Walker should win? Hang on. Do you think Sam Walker should win Rookie of the Year this year? Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be up there, so maybe. Jeffrey says, don't forget Grafton Cup tomorrow, Nick. I also like Miss Tavia at Ashburton Gallops tomorrow and Balti at Addington Greyhounds. Also, anything Nathan Williamson drives tomorrow night. Hang on, what did he say? At Fodbury Park. Yeah, bro, I'll have to have a look at the market at Grafton and have a look. Might have to have a bet on it. Here we go. Do you think Queensland have lost the series due to the team they have or the players they're up against? I'd say it's a bit of both. Bit of both, bro. Jack Wotherspoon, what is your top 5 best players in the NRL? Gee, you put me on the mark there, Jack. That's a very difficult question, but I'll have to answer that, mate, because that's what I'm here for. Rugby League Q&A. I like to answer these very difficult questions. Okay, so top 5 players in the game right now. I'm going to go... God, it's hard. Very, very hard. All right. Number 5, I'll go with Jason Taumalolo. Number 4, James Fisher-Harris. Number 3, Tedesco. Number 2, Cleary. Number 1, Tommy Turbo. That's what I reckon anyway, but I could be wrong. Everyone's going to have their opinion, so I could be wrong there. Chamber videos. Is Dane Laurie wasted at the West Tigers? No, I don't think so. The Tigers are on the up, bro. You might not see it as of yet, but they are on the up. Give it time, bro. Chamber videos. 2005 Parramatta Eels. Yeah, bro, they stuffed that year up real hard. We all know that. Rugby History says, for me, it would be Parramatta 2001 and 2005. Penrith last year and the Melbourne Storm scum in 2019. Fair enough. Have to agree. Have you been following the NBA, bro? Says Jeffrey. Yeah, bro. I won some money today on the NBA, actually, on the Phoenix Suns when they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. So, yeah, I have been following it. I love the NBA, bro. I watch it. So, good to see the Phoenix Suns get Game 1 win over the Bucks. What's your favourite Cowboys player of all time, says Jack? Jonathan Thurston and Matt Bowen, hands down. After that, you know, Taumalolo, Michael Morgan, Ty Williams, Ashley Graham, Matt Scott. Yeah, probably all those sort of players, bro. Ma'u Craig. Next player that the Broncos might sign. Oh, well, I think they need a fullback, the Broncos. And, you know, I think the Broncos are looking for a fullback. And I know for a fact that Joseph Manu wants to play fullback at a regular basis. And I think the Broncos are the only club that really need a great fullback right now. So if Joseph Manu wants to play fullback every week, then the Broncos might be the club for him. So maybe Joey Manu. Kurt, Manchester United fan from Australia, says, hello, Nick. How you going, bro? Jack says, are you going to make some NBA content in the future to mix it up? Look, I'm not going to say impossible, but this is more of an NRL rugby league channel. Don't really want to add any other sports to it because it might affect the people that watch my videos. It might turn them off a little bit. So no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't think anyway. Who would you say is the worst North Queensland player over the last decade? I still need to do North Queensland's worst team of the decade from 2010 to 2020. My God, you're right. There's been a few. Anthony Watts will be up there. He was a bit of a clown. Kane Linnett was shit. I never really liked Kane Linnett from day one. My God, who else is there? Yeah, there's a few of them, bro, that are laying around. Jordan Carley would be in there. He was shit house for us. Nane McDonald didn't work out. Ben Hampton's been average, so there's a few names there. Sounds good. Sounds good, Jeffrey, mate. I'll have to have a look at that as well. I'm going good tonight, bro. It's good to hear, Kurt. Really good to hear. Rob League History says, leave Beanie Car Sports to do the NBA videos. Yeah, fair enough. Ma'u Craig, who next Wooden Spooners? I think the Bulldogs will win the Wooden Spoon this year, and then next year, I reckon, oh, God, the Titans, I hope, anyway. Hopefully the Titans. Who do you think is the most underrated player this year? Oh, wow. Wow, what a question. Most underrated player this year. Wow. Alex Johnson, bro, and Mitchell Barnett. They never get any mention at rep level. They never get any praise for anything. So I'd say Alex Johnson and Mitch Barnett would be for mine. I love them. I think they're brilliant. Jack Wotherspoon, you should make some Rugby League Live 5 content when it comes out. Lock it in. I will definitely be doing that. Why not? NRL did moving 3 games at Newcastle Stadium and news out today. What do you think? Yeah, I'm glad that they moved it from Sydney. Sydney's been an absolute mess at the moment with the whole virus and all that situation down there. So I'm glad it's out. I'm glad it's moved from Newcastle because, you know, it's a bit safer and fans are allowed to attend the games in Newcastle. So I think that's a good thing. Aussie Mozzie, why are the Bulldogs so shit? Well, I think the best person to ask that question is Trent Barrett, but they have been shocking the Dogs. Minor premiers, I already answered that, bro, but I'll say Melbourne probably. Rugby League history. I think Canterbury are all but certain to get the wooden spoon now. They need to win 3 games just to overtake Brisbane and hope Brisbane win no further games. Yeah, have to agree. Have to agree with that. I can't disagree at all. Jeffrey, I reckon, Nick, you should be a comedian, bro. You are so funny when I watch the podcast and also the corner post. I appreciate those very kind words, bro. I really do. Mau Craig, when is the next giveaway? Good question. Next giveaway. I reckon maybe after Origin, maybe finals. We'll see. I'm still debating about it. There will be another one coming this year, though. I guarantee you that. Is Four Pines Park the most scariest stadium to play in the NRL? So that is Brookvale Oval. No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say going to Melbourne is pretty scary because everyone seems to be frightened of the Melbourne Storm. So I'd say probably Melbourne's home ground's a bit frightening. I think everyone's going to be frightened to play over at Mount Smart Stadium now with the whole virus situation. When the Warriors play back in New Zealand, you know, everyone's going to be freaking out about going over there because of the virus. So I'd say probably New Zealand and will be up there next year, but we'll see. Back in the old days, nobody wanted to play at Libcom Oval. Yeah, that is true. Jack says, I hope you can hit 2,000 subscribers this year. Almost there, mate. Keep it up. Thanks, Jack. You've been a very loyal supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate your consistent support, mate. It's much appreciated, bro. I really do appreciate it. Send in a few more questions, lads, and then I might get on out of here. It's 9:20 p.m. Might go to bed soon. You got work in the morning, so getting a little bit tired here. I haven't had a big day. I had a day off work today. Or not a day off work, but today was my day off. So I definitely would need to get some good sleep tonight for work in the morning. New Zealand's first game this year, if they were to play in Auckland, was against Canterbury. Oh, dear. Yeah, that could have been 70. Jeffrey wants to know, who's your anytime try scorer for the Roosters on Saturday night? All right, Jeffrey, if you're going to have a bet on the Roosters versus Bulldogs game, back Matt Ikuvalu to score, Joseph Manu to score. If I had to throw another one in there, maybe Daniel Tupou. I think he's due. So Ikuvalu, Tupou, and Manu. Go with them 3, bro. Billy Taylor, Josh Schuster, a young Kieran Foran. Don't think so, bro. And check my videos. Benji Marshall versus Sean Johnson. Who do you rate higher? Career-wise, Benji. Right now, Sean Johnson. Any more questions? I might get on out of here in a minute. Just waiting for a question to come in. If that's it, I might get on out of here in a sec. Well, here we go. Last question for Rugby History's got the last question tonight. Where would you say is the easiest ground to play at if you are the away team? Rugby History says, I would say Stadium Australia. Yeah, I'll probably have to agree with that. I can't disagree with that. But anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Thanks for tuning in to the Rugby League Q&A, episode number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time doing this. Everyone, thanks for watching. Everyone, thank you very much. Have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one.